bus, Steve. Some big news regarding Dundee Stars today.
Yeah, Pash has decided to take up a post with one of the top clubs in the country as the CEO. We obviously wish him all the best. He's spent 5 incredible years at Dundee, put us where we wanted to be on the map as far as attendances go, and built a few good teams over the year, culminating this weekend's appearance at the Nottingham final. So sad news on one point, but again, he's given us 5 great years of loyal service, and I think the club he's going to and the position he's going to with the club is an opportunity that he certainly couldn't have turned down, and he goes with all the Ward family's blessing for sure, and I'm sure we'll see him again anyway. So he'll be here in Dundee because he's still got family and that in Dundee, so we'll still be keeping up with them and seeing how things go. But yeah, sad news on one point. So but the club's moving forward, so we've known about it for a couple of weeks, and we've already appointed a new head coach. He won't be a GM this time, he'll be a head coach position, and we would hope to announce that probably later on this week, probably towards the end of this week. We'll make the announcement of who the new head coach is.
Omar, if I can just ask you, how difficult of a decision was this to make?
Well, I think Steve knows how difficult it was because it lasted a while. I loved my time at the club. I love the Wards family. I love the fans. I love the players. I love the whole club. They've treated me like a son, essentially. So there's no words to describe how grateful I am for, even giving me that opportunity. What was it, 5 years ago, and sticking, giving me the chance basically, and how they treated me, how they, now meeting the family, how they treated my family, and the growth of the club in the last few years. It was difficult, but I think I was ready to move aside from coaching. I think throughout the pandemic, you kind of I was always drifting to the business side of the sport, and this year it kind of sealed the deal, midway through the year. But with this team, I was really happy that we were able to make the Final Four. I thought we pushed hard, so I guess it was a good way to finish getting here.
Yeah, Sam has played really, really well for us. Maybe came in a little slow to start the year, but towards the end of the year there, he was a key guy who was playing top 4 minutes for us. Just got better and better as the season went on. And, he's a huge part of our Brit core moving forward here. We've got him done for 2 years, so it's always good to see.
And as you said, 2-year deal as well. It shows the club is invested in him, one for the future at 24 years old as well.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like he's only scratching the surface right now too. He's big frame, 6'2". He's willing to play physical and step up for his teammates whenever needed. And then, the offensive side of his game just improved as the year went on. And, we think he still can develop even into, one of those premium defenders in our league.
How has he developed over the last year or so? I mean, you obviously got the first sight of him in the Elite Series. You wanted to sign him before that. But since that Elite Series to where we are now with Sam, it seems kind of night and day. I mean, you said at the start of the season he was playing a kind of 7th defenseman role to start with, wasn't he? And finished in your top 4.
Yeah, I think, the transition is never easy, but he's got all the tools, that's for sure. He started as our 6'7", was playing 8-10 minutes a game, and then we lost to D and moved him into our top 6, and the more confidence he got, the more comfortable he got, the better he played, which, again, it says a lot about what kind of guy he is. He didn't complain at all at the start of the year. We watched video, we had conversations about, what we felt was lacking in his game a little bit, and he took it to heart and dug in, and by the end of the year, he was playing huge minutes and relied on late in games and 4-on-4, some 3-on-3 situation stuff, so it's a great sign, for sure.
A great partnership with Adrian Saxery-Danielson as well. Was that the key to Sam being a bit more reliable, having a consistent pairing, do you think?
I think towards the end of the year, those two stuck together for a lot of it. At that midway point, he'd played some with Keats, as well there, and played very well. For literally from November on, it didn't matter who we put him out there with in penalty kill, 5-on-5, 4-on-4 situations. He just got our confidence and gained more and more confidence as the year went on, and we knew we could trust him in all situations, and that's what you're looking for a defenseman. And with his frame, and he's willing to jump in the play. He's good on the blue line. At some point, he'll probably get some more PP time than he got this year. But I think he developed very well through the year.
And he admitted during the off-season as well that he kind of doubted his own ability, but he seemed to obviously fight through that, and there seems a toughness to his game now as well. We saw him stand up for himself a couple of times coming down the stretch as well, and something that you might not have thought he had in his game at the start of the year.
Yeah, I think that just comes with confidence too. I knew, with that Elite Series, he stuck up for his teammates a couple times there, and it got the boys fired up. So I knew he was a guy that can do that when necessary. I don't think he's a heavyweight or wants to fight every night or anything like that, but he has, it showed on Saturday off the draw, drops the gloves with Kyle Haas, who's probably the toughest guy in the league. He had zero issue doing it. So he's willing to do that when necessary and needed, and it's a good asset to have.
And I saw kind of over the weekend that Sam did get a bit of criticism after Sunday's defeat to Dundee. I think a lot of players did, to be fair, but over the course of the season, you can't really argue with his stats and how he finished the year. I mean, plus 32 for a top four defenseman, that's not bad a return, is it?
No, he's, like I said, he's going to be a huge part of our future here. The 2-year deal, his age, how much he developed in just this 1 year. The more confidence he gets, the more ice time he gets. He'll have a good summer with GB to start with here, which I think is great for him as well. The exposure he's going to get at the World Championship this year, and then go home and get himself ready for a huge year next year.
After a difficult season for the team, the Nottingham Panthers and director of hockey Guy Doucet have parted ways with immediate effect. After assembling the team ahead of this year, it was clear from puck drop the team was struggling. Doucet had made a number of changes as the season went along, but unfortunately found little success. Players being released mid-season, such as defenseman Taylor Doherty and Simon Suaranta. Also the mid-season firing of head coach Tim Wallace, leaving coaching duties to Mark Matheson and Steve Lee, before the hiring of Dave Whistle. He leaves the team with many questions in the off-season. Who will replace Doucet? There are rumors that Omar Pasha will take up the helm, or at least be involved in upper management. Who will take over as head coach and which players will be returning? The 2021-22 Elite League campaign was Ryan Finnerty's last as head coach of Manchester Storm. The now full-time general manager will focus his attentions on building the business side of the club and continuing to develop the club's corporate partnerships. After several years in the Elite League as a player, Finnerty took on the difficult task of player coach with Sheffield Steelers in 2011. By the 2012-13 season, Finnerty would find himself behind the bench on a full-time basis, in a role he would maintain for 10 consecutive seasons. A successful 4-year tenure with Braehead, now Glasgow, Clan saw Finnerty pick up the EIHL Coach of the Year award in 2014-15, as his Scottish outfit finished second in the league tables, just 1 point behind his former employers, Sheffield Steelers. A complete change in personnel and club ownership in Manchester, ahead of the 2017-18 season, would bring Finnerty back across the border to the northwest. A hugely impressive debut year in Manchester saw the Storm fight their way to second overall and secure Finnerty his 4th consecutive conference title. The impacts of COVID-19 would soon be felt across the league, as the 2019-20 season was quickly curtailed with the Storm well placed for a playoff berth. However, during and after this difficult spell, Ryan Finnerty opted not to question import numbers but instead shift the club and his personal focus to young British player development. Now general manager of Manchester Storm and director of hockey for Blackburn Hawks, Nil 1, Ryan Finnerty had this to say about his latest plans. I feel like this is the right time for me to step away from the bench. All coaches within any league have a shelf life, and it's a decision that will better our wonderful club. It is the perfect time for somebody else to take up the reins, and negotiations for this position are already underway. The dual role of head coach and general manager has been taxing, particularly in recent times, and I am confident in my decision to fully focus on expanding our office positions. I am excited about the challenge my new role brings and feel strongly about our chances of accomplishing great things with a freshly built roster next season. Managing Director Jamie Tunstall commented, "First of all, I would like to congratulate and also thank Ryan for all his hard work and dedication to the role of head coach of the Manchester Storm. Not only is he a close friend but also a business partner, and when we took over the running of the club, this was always the plan for Ryan, eventually to move away from the coaching role and purely into an office GM role. Obviously the decision wasn't an easy one for Ryan, but after a few discussions, I think to move this club forward like we have always planned to do, then as a club we fully support it and are excited for what lies ahead both on and off the ice. I'm sure he will be as successful off the ice as he was on it. Thanks for the memories, Ryan. Now let's make new ones. Coaches and general managers from across the Premier Sports Elite League voted for the 2021-22 award winners. Here's how the awards were decided according to their votes. Season MVP, JJ Picknich. Coach of the Year, Adam Keefe. Defenseman of the Year, Griffin Reinhart. Goalie of the Year, Tyler Beskorowany. Forward of the Year, JJ Picknich. British Player of the Year, Robert Dowd. Young British Player of the Year, Josh Waller. All-Star Team Line 1, Tyler Beskorowany, Griffin Reinhart, Jamal Watson, JJ Picknich, Scott Conway, Marc-Olivier Valeron. All-Star Team Line 2, Matt Carruth, Dane Todd, Matt Register, Charlie Combs, Brody Reed, Mathieu Roy.